This week on Lexington Now, a new kind of pavement, Lexington's haunted fire station, and what is Green Check? Welcome to Lexington Now for the week of October 14, 2019. I'm your host, Neil Noah. Lexington has been selected by the state to help test a new type of road surface on Southland Drive, rubberized asphalt. Rob Allen explains.
This first half from Nicholasville Road to the railroad overpass on Southland Drive contains what's called rubber modified asphalt. It's an additive made out of waste tires. When you get a new set of tires, the $1 to $2 disposal fee per tire, you always wonder what that goes towards. This was a grant to help us defray the cost. This is a relatively new technology. Crumb rubber has been around for a lot of years. Folks know about it being used on athletic fields and maybe in some paving or walking paths. This is a relatively new technology that pulverizes the rubber and embeds it or totally encapsulates it in the asphalt binder. So there's not maybe the environmental problems that folks worry about with crumb rubber. We're really excited about this. A couple things that are supposed to go on with this additive. They believe that it increases the durability of the road. That it's quieter than conventional pavement. You can hear there's not a lot of traffic noise behind us right now, even though there's not a ton of traffic at this time of day. Also, it's a little bit darker, and we're hoping in the winter that solar energy will allow us to use a little bit less salt, so it's slightly more environmentally friendly. You're talking, it probably costs on the range of 5 to 10% more per ton of asphalt than conventional asphalt, which we're going to redo the second half of the road once the pedestrian improvements get done here in a couple weeks, and it'll give us a side-by-side test of this rubber modified asphalt with conventional asphalt. What we're looking at is that it'll last longer, that it'll be less maintenance, for example, potholes and things like that. Gives a little more flexibility to the asphalt. I mean, it is rubber, a little springy, but you do want your pavement to flex. You don't want it to be brittle, and also helping seal out water, which is the enemy of asphalt. That's how potholes get created. And as I mentioned, the minor things are the reduction in traffic noise and possibility the reduction in road salt. But that also, it has intangible benefits. If we're plowing and salting less, your pavement striping and markings stick around longer and they're more visible. Plus, with a darker road, you have a better contrast with those markings. So there's a whole host of improvements. It's awesome to see, what has happened in the Southland corridor and how everything has, fallen together for one of our original, shopping corridors here, and it's still viable. This was a grant funded by the state. It's for 5 years, and we're very limited on maintenance and things like that because we want to see how it holds up. Same thing with the state. What the state is looking for is promotion of the product, of course, the recycling component and the practical component, and agencies that have the ability to get the job done. Visibility was a big one. Metro area, Lexington, 500,000 folks. So that's pretty good publicity for a product that they would like to see more use of.
Lexington's Fire Station number 4, built in 1904, is the oldest in Lexington. It's also allegedly haunted. Here's the story.
Station 4 is our oldest station. It was built in 1904.
It was actually, at this point in time, Jefferson Street, or this area of Jefferson Street, was kind of the western suburb of the city. So they added Station 4 to add fire protection to kind of the outskirts of town, which seems funny now. In 1945, Christmas Day of 1945, firefighter Henry McDonald was found dead upstairs, unfortunately.
And so he's just been, I guess, haunting the station ever since. and so through his legend, he's been kind of promoted to captain. So everybody calls him captain now.
And that's sort of the genesis of the Phantom legend around here. I've been with the fire department for going on 24 years. I started in January of 1996.
I've been with the fire department for 15 years. Before I started, I really didn't have a belief in the supernatural. I never really thought about it.
You know, it really wasn't something that I paid any attention to. I would say I was probably pretty skeptical. So I spent 13 years here at Station 4. Coming into being assigned at the station, I'd heard a lot of the legends and myths about things and strange happenings that had been going on here. I wasn't really sure what to expect, and in my time here, I really only had one very strange occurrence. That was when I first got here. I was sitting in our day room. We had a big stack of papers. There was a cold breeze that came through the room with really no explanation, knocked all the papers off, and I kind of thought, what's going on here? And figured that was just Henry McDonald's way of welcoming me to the station, and never really had anything after that.
The only personal experience I've had here was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. We had a team of ghost hunters come out, and we were on duty, and they were using some special monitoring system to find if there was anything here. And they were in our TV room, and they set up and were in there for a couple hours, and when they came out, they said, this is the highest readings that we've ever had. And they played back their recording, and I guess it recorded a different frequency, and they were talking to the ghost. So when they played back the recording, they were saying, their question was, what's your name? And on the recording, it had in a creepy ghost voice, it said Henry McDonald. When they told me about that recording and I heard that recording, I think that night I slept with a sheet over my head.
Well, I'm certainly less skeptical than I was before. I think there are definitely things that we can't explain.
Well, I've been here so long that it doesn't affect me. You know, if it is haunted, I don't think, he's out to get me. So it doesn't make me nervous. But yeah, some people don't want to travel over here. It's fun. Yeah, we all take pride in it. We're called, it's called the Phantom. Our trucks, has the logo of a ghost, and we take pride in it. That's just who we are. That's our identity.
I spent 13 years assigned to this station. One of my favorite times of year was around Halloween, when we would kind of get the ghost tours, or we would get the people coming to do the stories on Firefighter McDonald or the Phantom, because it really brings people into this station. It gives us an opportunity to talk about not only the Phantom, but also a little bit about what we do.
It's just our station's so close to the street. It's in a neighborhood, so we leave our bay door open. We're out all the time, so we build relationships with the community.
Being a neighborhood firehouse, we love talking to our neighbors. We love inviting people into the station and showing them what the Lexington Fire Department, what Station 4 in particular, is really all about.
When we come back, we'll tell you about Green Check.
Come join us for Little Goblins Galore, Saturday, October 19th, 1 to 5 p.m. There'll be a petting zoo, an enchanted character trail, friendly haunted house, and lots more. Admission is $6 for children and $2 for adults. Go to our website for parking information. My friends and I hope to see you there.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Did you know that the city has a partner to help businesses go green? Noelle Osborne is with Bluegrass GreenSource. Noelle, tell us about the program.
Sure thing. So Bluegrass GreenSource is an environmental education nonprofit. We've been around for about 18 years or so, and we service 20 counties in central Kentucky. A lot of the work that we do here in Lexington is through our contract with the City of Lexington. Our motto is small changes, big impact. So our focus is teaching everyone of every age the little things that they can do that are going to have a big impact on sustainability. And we've got a whole team of certified environmental educators that go into schools and teach children K through 12 about different environmental issues like water quality, energy efficiency, transportation, urban forestry, all sorts of things. And then on the other side of it, we work with the city to do some adult outreach and adult education, working with apartment complexes and the City of Lexington's Green Check program. We start the Green Check process in the fall. Businesses will apply online, and then the city will select which businesses they would like to see go through the program. Once a business is selected, I will meet with them, we'll sit down and go through a 5-page scorecard. It's pretty robust. Covers a lot of different areas of sustainability. We'll go through that scorecard, kind of assess where that business already is. We'll set goals for the immediate future and the distant future as far as big projects and stuff that they want to work on. To get certified, the business will have to reach a score of at least 30% on the scorecard and hit all of the required items. Those required items are generally things that you would think any green business would have, like a recycling program, a power down policy, things like that. So they have a few months to work on that. I'm a resource, the City of Lexington is a resource. We kind of help them get through the scorecard and their goals. Once they hit the score that they're looking for, I should say we have different membership levels, member, bronze, silver, and gold. So once they hit whatever level they were shooting for and hit all those required items, they're certified. And then in the fall, we'll actually give them their award and celebrate their success. There's specific scores that they have to get those levels. Your basic member level is a 30% with the required items. We have a handful of businesses. Actually, I looked it up this morning. We've got 9 businesses in member, bronze, and silver, and 3 in gold right now. So gold is pretty ambitious to get up there. We've only had 1 business hit gold on the first try. The other 2 businesses were recertification, so they had to work up to it. I think what makes Green Check a little unique compared to other sustainability certification programs is the City of Lexington is really looking for businesses that represent varying size and industry, because we're trying to showcase that anybody can go green. It doesn't matter if you're a big corporation or a one-person show, like you can be more sustainable. Right now, we're currently taking applications for next year. So you can go online right now and apply. It takes about 10 minutes to fill it out. It's not that difficult. And then we'll close applications November 1st. And sometime towards the end of November, we'll announce the new members for next year.
Road rage has become an unfortunate fact of driving, and your actions and reactions can help keep you out of a dangerous and even life-threatening situation.
Everybody's been in that situation where they feel like a driver's cut them off, or they didn't yield the right of way when they were supposed to at a 4-way stop. It's all in how you handle that situation from that point forward. Could make the difference between, in some cases nowadays, life and death. I mean, we've had some cases where the person's become angry and they've stopped the cars and had a physical altercation, and sometimes those physical altercations can lead to, you know, something even a little bit more dangerous. You know, so it's always best to let those things go, to calm down, to take a couple deep breaths and be patient, and don't become angry just because somebody's cut you off. Everybody makes mistakes, and I'm sure that if you've drove any amount of time that you've done the same thing. You've cut somebody off accidentally, or you've went out of turn at a four-way stop or something. So it's always best to remember that you're not perfect, and neither are the other drivers. And everybody wants to get home safe. Everybody wants to be safe and make it home. You don't know what the day has brought the other person. You know, they might have their mind on something else, loss of a family member, or, you know, an argument with a spouse, or, you know, a number of different things that they might be going through in their life that really makes it no big deal to us to give them a break and just, you know, let things go, you know. The times that you get in a road rage is because you're impatient, you've left late for work, you're cutting people off, you're rolling through stop signs, you're doing all those things that we've talked about on rules of the road, you know, and that's where you need to leave early, make sure that you're leaving in enough time to get to work safely, and driving the speed limit and obeying all the laws. And, you know, leaving late is not a big deal. Most of the time you get there and you get there safe, but you know, adding road rage to it just makes the whole day worse. If you have somebody that's involved in road rage, or is following you, or making obscene gestures, and they decide to follow you, absolutely call 911. Do not stop. You know, you need to drive to a populated area. You're not going to stop and get out of the vehicle and confront that person. You're only going to make it worse. But call 911 and drive to a populated area, a well-lit area. And if you can avoid stopping, don't stop and confront them. There's always consequences for actions. You know, if you decide to get out of the vehicle and have a physical altercation with somebody, it could lead to something more, but it also could lead to criminal charges being put against you. And you just don't know the other person, and you don't know their mental state and what their intentions are to do when you do stop. So the best practice is, like we've said, do not stop. Go to a well-lit area and call 911.
We've got some Lex TV meeting coverage to tell you about, and Chris Edwards joins us with the details.
Thanks, Neil. There's a full schedule of meetings this week on Lex TV, with one meeting potentially lasting the entire day and well into the night. We begin on Tuesday at 1 p.m. with the General Government and Social Services Committee meeting. During this meeting, there'll be a presentation and discussion on the hazardous duty and CDL supplement pay, and another presentation on golf services in Lexington. Then at 3 p.m. on Tuesday will be the Council's work session. Also on Tuesday, there is a zone change public hearing scheduled for 4:30 p.m. The zone change request is for property located at 1709 North Broadway. This request is modifying the zoning restrictions in the Highway Services Business Zone. The applicant for the zone change is 6K and Under Auto Sales, LLC. There is only one meeting scheduled for Wednesday, October 16th, but it's expected to be a very long one, lasting all day and into the evening. Beginning at 10 a.m., there'll be a police disciplinary hearing. When this meeting was scheduled, the police officer's attorney requested this hearing be held on 2 consecutive days. But the council voted instead to start this early in the day and complete this in one day. That's all the meetings for this week. Remember, you can catch all these meetings live here on Lex TV or web streamed on the city's website, and all the meetings are closed captioned. Neil, it's back to you.
That'll do it for this week, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter @LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.